Okay, the thing just started itself on Kathy saying we're weird.
It like started on its own.
It started.
What's with
she
that?
said we're weird. It started. Hi, my name is Molly.
Kathy.
This is Kathy. Together we're linen and scraps. This is going to be a Flosstube about cross stitching.
Who knows where?
I think today is mostly cross stitching, right?
I would beg to differ. I mean, I definitely cross stitch haul.
Oh, okay.
Can you say haul?
Can you say haul? Somebody got to go to the attic.
Yes, I did get to go to the attic.
Okay.
I'm very lucky.
And I'm reminding, I tried to put Kathy in the higher chair. She's still sitting down lower, and I've told her to talk loud.
Yes.
So,
apparently my cheerleading days are over because...
Well, anyway, so talk up forward loud. How are y'all doing? I
Good.
missed y'all. I feel like it's been 17 weeks.
Can you believe it's summer? It's summertime, and like all the travel wants and what have you have kicked in, and let's go here, let's go there. In fact, I was just talking to Ralph too about, there's a ton of lavender fields around here.
Yes, I've heard that.
And we did, I think twice we went, and you got to pick your own lavender and, fan off the bees. But it was fun to bring home fresh lavender, so we may sneak that in.
Oh, how fun is that? I mean, John, sorry. My allergies are kicking in. We had a little dust storm the other day. So I'm hoping y'all's weather is better. We've had some crazy weather around here. Crazy. Not around here. I mean, around the United States. No.
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
But we've been good. But boy, this week, the heat kicked in.
We do worry about the people that have gone through hell, if you will, with these tornadoes. It's just been crazy. But it's sad to say, but it's almost, we watch Ryan Hall, y'all, on YouTube. I was going to say Flosstube, but he doesn't stitch.
Weather tube. Okay. He does
tube.
weather, Ryan Hall.
And it's almost entertainment. It's like, how many tornadoes have we got now on the ground across the United States? So it's been pretty bad.
It's a little warm here.
Yes.
So, but Kathy just got back from...
Yes, I got back from the Grand Canyon. The big hole in the ground was absolutely beautiful. That was last week, and then the week before, my husband took me out to the attic, and I got to stay with Claudia. She is the guru on Bristol Sampler. I call her the queen of Bristol.
What's the name of her company?
Dutch Treat Designs.
Dutch Treat Designs.
And she is so knowledgeable when it comes to Bristol Samplers, and I hope if you ever get the chance to listen to Claudia, she is like a walking book on Bristol Samplers.
She's Wikipedia walking, I'm telling you.
Much more appreciate a Bristol Sampler after I hear Claudia and her story. So.
And what I got tickled at, there's pictures Kathy posted on, whether it was Facebook or Instagram, I don't know, but of her and Claudia, they looked like two little schoolgirls who had rung the bell early or something. I mean, they were just giggling like crazy.
The boys got along, and we went to dinner at this wonderful Mexican restaurant, and she, where she lives is beautiful, Saddlebrook, Arizona, just absolutely stunning views. Hot, still hot.
A little hot.
Little hot. My favorite coming around was Alpine, Texas.
Oh, Alpine, it's a good place.
Yeah, it was
Texas
gorgeous.
Pretty. If you get around all of Texas, you hit the whole
quite
world.
A bit.
I mean, you've got Swiss areas, you've got border areas.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it's
pretty much of a
beautiful
conglomeration.
Yes,
German out there in Fredericksburg.
Yeah, so you can get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, on that happy note, Kathy, where do you want to start today?
I don't know. My visit out into the attic was phenomenal. I got spend some time with Jean, and we all know Jean is once again struggling, unfortunately, with her cancer, and treatments have always taken a toll, and I think this one kind of really grabbed her a little bit, but we're all praying and hopefully she'll get through that. But it was really nice to just sit down and chew the fat, if you will. That must be an up north saying, I don't know. Chew the fat. I'm sure it came from somewhere, but it was nice to see her and
she looks
her
pretty
staff.
in her videos.
Yeah,
she looks good.
She's as sweet inside as she is outside. So very kind ladies. But that was good. Did some shopping. I made all the girls a little Ort basket. I made them patriotic because Jean's favorite holiday to stitch is 4th of July, or patriotic designs. So, and then of course I made Molly one. Molly, I filled hers with cookies. Back to the cookies. And everyone at the attic got cookies.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because I had baked.
Did they like them?
Yeah, they did.
Cookies?
The cowboy cookies, and Molly has that recipe on her blog, but also on the community page of our of our Flosstube. So the recipe is out there.
Now I'm going to tell you, Kathy's calling them cowboy cookies.
What are you calling them?
Well, if you type in cowboy cookies on the internet, it has like 3 less ingredients. Like it only has 1 cereal instead of 3, or it only has, it doesn't have this or that. So cowboy cookies are good, but these are like cowboy cookies on steroids. The
honestly,
recipes in our community tab.
Yeah, and for those of you don't know how to get to it, when you get to our header, there is a tab that says community. You might have to fish around a little bit to find it, but it is out there.
On our channel page. Like if you hit
our channel page.
If you're watching one of our videos and then you click on the name Linen and Scraps,
right,
that will bring you to our channel page.
Right.
And normally you would see like videos or playlist or whatever. One of those tabs is
the community page.
And then you hit that, and that's that recipes on there.
And
we're starting to put a few things on there so that y'all can find them.
Yeah, easier to post that way. Yeah. But I did add a little bit more oil. I would actually add a 1/3 cup more oil.
And I don't know if that's we're at a
higher altitude.
We're at like 5,000 feet altitude, so I'm not sure if you would need to do that if you were in Louisiana.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I did add chocolate chip. I would add butterscotch instead. I think butterscotch chips would.
Well, I'd add both.
Or both.
I would think I'd add both.
But anyway. But I do have a question for Molly.
Okay.
So Molly was going to bake me some cookies, right? To try these.
I'm sorry, I hear somebody calling me. Okay, go ahead. No, Molly was supposed to.
But I want this thing makes 6.5 dozen, Molly.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's like.
Where the heck is my cookie? What did you do with 6.5 dozen cookies?
Well, here's the difference. Kathy's cookies. I'm gonna do this. Kathy's cookies were.
Oh God!
Okay, that reminds me of a joke. Kathy's cookies were this big.
They
were sweet little.
They were nice.
Little 2-bite cookies.
Yeah.
3-bite maybe. I made cookies that were like cow patties. We would call them cow patty cookies. I mean, they were. And so it reminds me of a joke about some guy was working in a pizza parlor, and a guy walks in. He orders a 16-inch pizza, and the guy says, "Do you want to cut it in 4 pieces or 8 pieces?" He says, "Oh no, just cut it in 4. I couldn't possibly eat 8 pieces."
Oh God!
It's all the same. So my cookies were big, hers were little, but my husband and I still managed to kill off the entire batch.
I guess
over a 3-day period.
But they worth trying. It's definitely a crunchier cookie, but worth trying.
It's delicious. Anyway. So you had a trip to the attic.
Had a trip to the attic. Got quite a bit of haul. Didn't really stitch that much. Some of the roads are crappy driving out there. They're pretty bumpy. I can usually stitch. We drive back home to Wisconsin. I can usually stitch. Well, I didn't, but I am working on my Matilda. I am going to sing Waltzy Matilda when I finish this darn thing, let me tell you.
Oh, God, I hope she never finishes it. But anyway, leave at least 2 stitches undone. Oh, no, don't finish those last 2 stitches.
Waltzy Matilda, not away.
Okay, before we get to your haul, which is going to be the boom, piece de resistance, can I show, I actually have a couple of finishes.
Oh, my God.
And you know how Kathy always says there's a story. There's
always a story. Okay. Hashtag.
So, I'm a little... everything's organized, got to have a place for everything, real like love numbers, all this kind of stuff. So filing, I don't know, it's just crazy. But anyway, at the beginning of the year, I had said last year I completed, I'm going to tell you 40 things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I said this year, for me to do 40 things, and I divided it out, and how many I have to do a month. I have to do 3.33 a month or something like that to do the 40. Well, I'm 7 charts behind if you go through May. So I got to speed up or just say, to heck with it. So
I'm thinking to heck with it.
To heck with it. But what I am going to do, I noticed a couple of people were showing all their finishes, and they're sweet. Their finishes, hey, yay. But they're like little things. I said, I'm going to pull out some little bitty things and whip out about 10 of those.
10 of those?
Catch up.
Then you can
little things.
Then you can catch up.
I'll do it.
So you got this one done.
I don't know why. Somebody I think it was Kimberly Jolly from the Fat Quarter Shop. She did the one last year that said summer or spring or winter or whatever. Okay. And I thought, that's cute, but, that's kind of a simple pattern kind of thing. Well, this year they came out with Faith, and they're coming out with, I think it's Hope and Love or whatever.
I think Hope is out. Yeah.
Couldn't tell. Okay. Yeah. I was going to try glareless folders, but that does not work for me. Okay, it's the greatest of these is Faith. It's from
Summer House Stitch Works.
Thank you, Kathy. And this is like one of my favorite patterns I've ever
So
stitched.
you're gonna do? Are you gonna get all of them then? You think you're gonna get all three?
I don't know, but it's like, what about this pattern made it so
What are the colors
fun?
are beautiful.
It's like, why is that so fun? I did change the colors. Let me hold it up. It's not a big thing. I think that's part of the fun, but I love it. Kathy, don't you like that?
Yeah, I do.
And I think part of what makes it fun is I use DMC.
I was just gonna say, here's your
But
DMC.
you could use overdyed and get even more variegation. But you get the look of, you know, it's like a Quaker border alphabet.
This looks like you.
Thing, and yet you're not changing colors.
So
You know,
she's
it's not
got
confetti heavy.
924 blue, 926, and 831. It's just 3 colors?
They called for 823 dark navy. Yes, 3 colors.
Okay.
It's just 3 colors.
And you use
and I
924.
Use,
and
924
and
instead
of
the dark navy.
Yeah.
I use the other 2 colors.
Okay.
It calls for 823, 831,
okay, that's pretty.
and 926. I just changed one up. I got rid of the dark navy because this was dark enough for me.
Very pretty.
And when I started stitching with the dark navy, when I started stitching with the dark navy, it kind of really was heavy for me. It was like, that's too heavy.
What did you stitch
But
that
I
on?
love it. I don't know, a piece of fabric.
Yeah, I see that. Is it 14 count?
No, I don't think so. I think
maybe 16.
I think it's 16.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you it's 16.
I don't think it's 18.
And I did do over, I did 2 over 1.
2 over 1.
It's 8.
Very pretty.
But
nice job.
I just
are you
love
gonna do
it.
a pillow, or are you gonna do?
I don't know.
You're gonna frame it?
You know me, frame. You know, I like framing.
Yeah.
I like my surfaces clear. I make enough of them, you know, but I love when y'all do those.
We got big walls here in Texas, so you'd be okay. Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm telling you, it was fun to stitch, and I think it's because you don't change.
Well, part of it. That's why I think the single colored. Here's your threads.
Okay. Now.
Oh my God! Did you?
Kathy talked last time. We did a video, which was really only a couple weeks ago. I said it felt like 17 weeks, but she talked about her favorite sayings and how sometimes you pick out a.
And I brought my
sayings because of the sayings.
Yes.
So Kathy was going to bring her sayings.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I like sayings.
Yeah.
There's sayings I like. Well, let me look around and see what I like. So I have a good friend. She lives next door, and she's a cross stitcher, and I think she likes me well enough. The woman brings me over this chart, and it's a pattern from Leisure Arts. It's a kit. In there is the hardest Ada on the planet.
Oh, like
when I say
pad,
crunchy. Anyway, the thread was like furrier. If I took the rubber band off this hair, you know, that thread was like that. Anyway, I'm sounding ungrateful. I was really grateful. Anyway, so this was the pattern she brought me.
Because it looked like Maui.
It does. It has a cat on it.
So it was.
But anyway, and the needle in the thing was like burrs. I mean, it was like, you know, they spent at least half a penny on that needle. It's a laser art kit, which
I'm glad it came with a needle.
But I love that you brought me that kit. Thank you. I mean, I really do like it. I'm picking at her. But I'm picking. Anyway, so this was the pattern.
It's a cute pattern.
So this falls under sayings.
Yes.
I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster.
It's very cute.
Isn't that cute? So.
And you got it done.
I got it done.
Look, it holds it up on its own. You can hold it up with just one hand.
I have crinkled this. Look, can you hear it? Crunch, crunch.
Let me see this. Look at
I have crunched it and crunched it in my hand to try to get it to where I could
one hand.
Not cut myself.
It's cute.
But isn't that darling? I'm
That
not a
would be
hot
a cute
mess. I'm a spicy disaster.
That would be a cute pillow or a pincushion even.
Oh, it would be. So what I bought, and I was going to ask you about this today. I bought this from Michael's, and it had I said a marijuana leaf in it. No, it had like a palm leaf or something, you know, a white plaster palm leaf. Well, I broke that out of there because it was, you know, glued in. And this is 6.5 inch
square
opening. This could be
that could
down to 5 inch or something.
Yep.
So I'm thinking I'm going to put this.
Going to tuck that in
So
there.
would you paint the frame a color? It's got a pretty burlap in here. So
if you framed it in the burlap, had the burlap
the burlap's going to show about
then I think you'd be
half
okay.
an inch or more all the way around. Okay.
I think the white would be cute then.
But that's one of my favorite sayings.
It's
I'm not a hot
cute.
mess. I'm a spicy disaster. Kathy, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I love it. It's a treasure.
It is. It's cute.
I don't mind backstitching. It's got a lot of backstitching. It's got a lot of backstitching.
I'm not a fan of backstitching.
But isn't that cute? How you like that cat?
Yeah, the cat's hilarious.
That's crazy. That is a crazy calf. So that was one of my sayings. Finish.
And another finish.
And a finish.
You got another one here too?
I do.
Oh,
That's my last finish.
Show it off.
Okay, so this one, I bored y'all with some stories before on this one. I had started it on a different fabric. Did not like the colors. Did not like the colors.
I know, you were really...
And so I picked out, I didn't use the call for fabric. Maybe that would have worked and all for me. But there was just not, the red, this is 2 colors right here. Can you see that? How it's red and kind of a salmon color. On the fabric I picked, looked like 1 color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not enough.
So
it's really pretty.
I picked out just good old fashioned, I'm saying cheap, just the plain, natural Ada, and I did it on it. So it came out a little bit bigger than what I was originally using. Well, the only problem was the white was not showing.
Right.
So it just had a single dot in some of these things, just a single dot of white in the middle.
And you added?
Oh yeah, boy. So this is the pattern. It's
hands-on design.
Upside down.
No.
Hands-on design.
You're good.
It's the basket series, which we have all the baskets.
Yep.
All the months or quarters
Spring,
of the years.
summer, fall, winter.
And I love them all. But this first one was giving me heck getting started.
Yeah.
But so what I think I'm going to do for the others, Kathy. But you like how I added the extra white?
I do.
It's
I
like
noticed
didn't that make just enough?
The texture, it like raised it a little bit even.
And I went over it twice.
Yeah.
So
you can
I could have used pearl
see...
cotton. I could have used pearl cotton probably and done
Got
better.
it. Yeah. But it's really very noticeable now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to do something with it. It's a big piece of fabric left. It's probably from Michael's or somewhere. Yeah. But I think the other 2, I'm going to find a fabric that's a little bit darker, or take the remnants of this and
dye it.
Dye it with a little bit
no,
of
what's
something.
In the middle?
What do you mean what's in the middle? Those are little snowflakes, or no, they're stars. I'm saying snowflakes.
Oh, stars? Okay.
Would that make sense that it's a snowflake on a flag? No, it would
No.
make sense that it's a star on a flag.
Oh, it's a star.
But that's all the stitching there is. See how,
wow.
Kathy Haberman, I love you. Your designs are fabulous. I struggle with this one. But
it's
anyway,
very cool.
So, but I can't wait to do the others. I love it.
Very cool.
Love it, love it, love it. Love the colors of thread. And once again, part of the fun of it, it's 4 colors that they're hidden.
That's nice.
So,
because boy, I'll tell you, it's like lugging around my floss collection with Matilda. There's so many doggone colors in her.
Okay, your turn.
Well,
girl.
I actually worked on Matilda. Did you have something else?
No.
Okay. So, for those of you who remember Matilda Swallow, 1820. Love it, love it, love it. And I don't know if you guys think I'm moving on this thing or not, but I'll tell you, this is all I've been working on. And she's a big girl, but it is coming around. I'm down to the temple. So I just said to Molly, I think once I get the temple done, and this is the Temple of Fame, not Solomon's Temple, but I think once I get I can call it that I'm a good half of the way done then.
And I was saying, well, Kathy, that's only a quarter of the way, but this is so heavy.
It's so heavy thread.
And she's got some border left.
But I love this border here. Whoops. This border, I think, when you're stitching it, it's really pretty.
The colors are phenomenal.
Yeah, the colors are fun.
Now, catch my memory up. Are you using call for colors?
Nope.
Or she's just using colors?
Pull the floss. So this is what, and it's a pain to lug this around. So I actually, if you remember, and I didn't bring when this first debuted, if you will, a sneak peek, the colors looked very different than what is actually printed on the pattern. So even the linen, I'm stitching it on eucalyptus, even the linen, I didn't want it as white as what it is on the picture because I wanted it to look like the sneak peek. But it's coming along. I think the black and the white checkered down here is going to be fun to get in here on the temple. And I was reading up on, if you're interested, read up on Temple of Fame. I found that to be a little bit of an interesting article. I'm not going to tell you about it because I don't want to bore you. But this has got a huge verse on it too, and I did bring my stack of verses.
And when you're saying verses, are they all biblical verses, or are there poems, quotes?
I will have to say, looking through mine, and I said to Molly, I reached out to Molly this morning, I said, we talked about verses last time. I said, well, we'll do it this time. I hadn't printed any yet, and I'm sitting there by the printer. I'm like, why am I printing these verses when I have the pattern? So when I look through them, the bulk of them do seem to be more religious, although there's a couple modern ones in there that, you know, are still fun that I still like. But some of the, and I don't want to say they're biblical verses, they're more religious verses than biblical. But I really find comfort in some of the things that they say. So I thought we'd go and I'd read some of those.
Well, and the samplers from the girls who originally did them, that's what they did was religious books.
So this will get a satin all the way across. I've got some flowers down here that are going to get a satin stitch.
Kathy, I want to hold some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Look at her stitching. I can't see what y'all are seeing.
Yeah,
so
I can't either. It's hard to see.
But isn't the stitching is just phenomenal?
Oh, and down here I took advantage of my overdyed and made it diagonal. If you can see that.
Okay, hold on. She's doing it right there.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
If you're going to pay for fancy floss, you might as well get the best you can out of it.
So you're literally just pulling colors
to match the original,
the picture
that I saw. Yeah.
And if you have some pretty good quantity of thread there, but let's say you ran out of a color, you're just going to go with another one because it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to try to keep it the same, but I think I'm at a point where I did pick up 2 greens when I was out at the attic because I think this bottom here is going to take quite a bit of fill. So I did pick up 2 greens to make sure I did have enough of the same fancy floss to get me through the grass.
So
but otherwise I think I'm going to be okay.
What size fabric is this?
40.
40
So
did you show Jean this?
Yes, Jean loved it, of course.
I can't even imagine. And you know, every time you say Jean, I think 56. You can do it. 56. You can
40
do it.
coat.
This
she
is
likes
so
the colors
fine.
too. She said that the colors were, and in person, of course, they do look a lot prettier. The other thing that I did on the original that they showed, I added a navy blue border all the way around, which isn't on the pattern, but I added that because that's what I saw and that's what I liked. And then I also changed the verse to the navy blue instead of I think it was more of a rusty red. And I kind of wanted to tone down the pink. I'm not a big pink person. There's a lot of pink in here. But I think once I get that green grass in, I think it's going to kind of even itself out a little bit.
It's pink, but because of the red, I'm sitting here
the red and the pink.
But because of the red and the pink, it's just weighted right.
And I love this basket and this basket. And look at this cute little, where is it here? I gotta turn it this way, I guess. Oh, here it is. Isn't that adorable? Little butterfly. Isn't she cute? And then here was another little, I don't know what you want, another little butterfly up here. So, but the colors are fun. But I am looking forward to getting it done. I'd like to get a couple smalls snuck in there. You know, everyone's working on patriotic and smalls, and here I am trudging along and heavily trudging along on my one and only. But it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So, what you working on?
Well, I've got
looks like you got a whip there.
I got one whip that I'm trying to get back into. I tried to hurry and finish those things. Remember, for me to reach my goal, who cares if I do or not? But if I do, I got to catch up. Some things. But I've got several things started I want to work on. One of the next things I want to finish is this, the Bluebird of Happiness.
You know, I saw the cardinal one.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, but I like this one better.
I like this one better.
Yeah.
But I like the cardinal.
But the cardinal's very pretty too. But that is very pretty.
This is what I did since I last saw you.
Yeah.
A little clump right there
pretty.
kind of thing. Isn't he sweet?
Yeah.
I love him. And
birds are very popular right now.
Yep, I think so. Boy, that Kim, the contented Needleart. She was visiting with, give me a second, Amy, Mrs. Flossie.
Yeah.
And another sweet woman who, I'm so sorry I don't remember her name, but she was fabulous. So they were at her house. If I said Diane, do you know a lady named Diane that goes to all the attic? I don't know what her name was. Anyway, they were having a blast. But if you want to see birds, Kim, the contented Needleworker.
Oh yeah, Kim is got. I had the pleasure of meeting her probably a couple times now, but once recently at the Bristol a year ago.
So there's the
colors, very pretty.
And then here's the pattern. I'm trying to look official here. Bluebird of Happiness. So it's JBW Designs, which she does some of the prettiest designs.
She does.
Sweet.
They're very sweet. And
so
not time consuming.
Huh?
Not time consuming.
No. You're saying that. Look at my
But they go fast if you've stuck on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
yeah.
Sometimes there's like 12 color changes for when I cannot see it. You know, my thing is if I knew then what I know now, I'd have just picked a variegated
and
thread
been done.
And been not done all the changes on it. But the stuff is pretty.
It's pretty.
Now this one is where Kathy, I told you I was working on a 14 count.
Yep.
But I did do the words with just one thread.
Yes.
And that still looks pretty heavy.
Yep, it looks fine.
At first I had done the
good.
word with
You're good.
2, and that's what part of why I'm slow is I'm restarting a lot of things because I don't like how they started the first time and all. So now I'm.
Am I rubbing off?
No, but I can hear Jean in my ear, always forward, never backwards, which is a Mrs. Flossy pattern. So I've got that, and then.
What you got there though? That's the one I want to see.
I just did this. Now I'm gonna tell you why I did
Colors
this.
are stunning.
It's because I'm crazy. That's why.
Yeah. We told you that early on.
Yes.
No, we're weird.
We're both. Okay, so Kathy comes over. She's starting to show this dadgum Matilda, and she brings over these hanks of colors.
Yeah.
Well, I just, I'm going to have an experience. Let's just word it that way. When I saw those colors, I was like, oh, I need all those colors. I need all those colors. And I was like, well, I probably have some pretty colors. So what I did was, I had shown y'all last time I like doing digital stuff on the computer and downloading. There's a graphic artist named Katie Pertiet, I don't know, P-E-R-T-I-E-T, Katie, and the last name is P-E-R-T-I-E-T. She does digital designs that are stunning for scrapbooking, fabrics, china, home decor, whatever. Anyway, so I downloaded some of her graphics and I made myself some floss drops. So instead of having seasonal or patriotic or something, I'm like, I'm just going to have, because I love her stuff, colors, and then I'm going to label them. And so my DMCs and stuff will be.
But they're
I
all
don't have to worry what kit they're in.
They're all the same size. I think
they're all the same size.
One of our
and
biggest.
They're all the same look.
It's a pain not having them the same size. Yeah.
And reds will be on red, greens will be on green, so
Yeah.
it's going to look like Christmas when I do Christmas. Oranges will be on orange. So anyway, but I put my threads, instead of doing them in number order, I did them in color order. Isn't it silly what a little thing makes you happy? I said, I like this so much better. Instead of having it in number order, it's in colors. So what this was,
it's so pretty.
I had bought this book, shown y'all a while back, and it's, if I were French, I'd be able to say it, but I can't. It's 15 abecedaries, florals, so flower alphabets. Yeah, flower alphabets or something is what I think it is. And one of the charts in here.
It's very pretty.
Is the star. This is the
let
start
me hold that book
to
up because people are going to want this book now. 15 abecedarias flores.
Look, I'm going to actually, can I look? Well, she's holding it, and I'm going to say, can you see that?
Yeah. Because I think people are going to be wanting to look at that. Because look how beautiful
that is. Isn't that pretty?
It's stunning.
And that said 18 count on that fabric. That looks like 16 count to me.
And look at these colors.
18.
Talk about a hank.
Ooh.
That's just yummy. Yeah.
Sorry. So I think it's going to be pretty.
It's
so
I'm
going to,
cool.
if you'll give me just a minute, Kathy, talks amongst yourselves. I'm going to try to find the picture.
So that's what happens when we show a pattern that has kind of been sitting dormant for a while, and then all of a sudden someone brings it to the forefront. It's like, oh, I need
Kathy,
that pattern.
can you see it?
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be pretty?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So each one of the letters is just stunning, you know. So it's
and
French
the border,
instead of
the border
English.
too, that rose border on the bottom. It's kind of like my machine embroidered one.
Well, don't think that's not what did it for me. Kathy comes last. If you have not seen that last video.
Was it last video or the one before?
No, it was the last.
Took me 3.5 hours to stitch that thing
Kathy
out.
holds up this gorgeous cluster of roses cross stitch.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And she said, guess how long this took me? Well, she's a monogamous gal. I'm like, 6 years? I don't know. How long? 3 hours, 3.5 hours. She did it on her embroidery machine.
And I found, and if I go to my phone here in a little bit, there, if you have a machine embroidery, there is a Ukrainian gal that is digitizing different cross stitch patterns. So there's more. The one I had was from Sudbury, but there are more than one persons that are now digitizing some cross stitch. And if you wanted something fast, or because we all know cross stitch is not a fast. It might be easy, it might be comforting, but it isn't not
But
fast.
if you need to make some little table decor items,
Yeah.
whip some out.
Yeah.
But Kathy, I think
That's
I'm going
really
to
pretty.
love this.
Yeah.
And this did not take long.
Yeah.
But I
that's
had
pretty.
a black. It's one stitch over. And it's 18 count. But the
yeah.
pinks are so subtle.
Now, is that the called for?
Well, no.
Sort of, kind of.
Do you know French? I don't know French.
Oh no, I don't know.
I wouldn't
French.
know what was called for.
No, you know who would? It was GGR. She'll know French.
Well, who is GGR?
She's one of the designers that I absolutely love.
Okay, well.
And she.
Well, you thinking I'm going to call her and ask her?
She can. You can text her.
Okay, so this is. I don't want to show you the chart, but in other
Yeah.
words, they had the. They had a DMC. Numbers I'm okay with. They're French
Sure.
or English, doesn't matter. They're numbers. But I could not see where it was telling me anything about fabric.
So are these all this?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Those are all that. But what I'm going to show you is this fabric is to me lighter.
Yes. I like your
but
fabric.
when I pulled and it has white and it has ecru in it, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
let's go a little touch darker.
Okay.
Because I've been bitten by that before.
Yeah.
So I went just a little touch
It's
darker.
very pretty.
And what was funny is this was one of the fabrics I had originally shown Kathy. I'm going to show you this way. That's no good. And I said, it's peachy. Ew, I don't like this. It's got a peachy thing. But then when I did this, it was perfect.
Yeah.
So,
So funny how colors change.
I think I'm going to
You know,
like it.
I don't know who I was talking to. Teresa, the gal that does our pins for us. She is doing Matilda.
Oh, Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl. We were
Yeah.
talking about how the thread will literally change color on your fabric. So
Right.
I'm fooling around here with my colors for Matilda, and I'm like, oh, I love that, but until I get a stitch in it. And then I'm like, this is not good.
Okay, so that was my whips and finishes.
Okay.
You've shown us your back.
I got mine.
Your
Yep.
whips.
I got haul here next.
Okay.
One thing I did want to, I can sneak this one in though, because I did when I went to the attic. This wasn't my reason to go to the attic. My reason was to go say hi to Jane, but I did bring Jane Parson home, and I stitched. This was the original model for the Wishing Thorn, Jane. This was stitched in wool, and yep, I absolutely love it. And I thought, I asked Jean, she had hung out there for about a year, and I asked Jean if I could take it home, and she graciously boxed it up and sent me on my way with it. But I love this sampler. Again, it's by the Wishing Thorn. I know you can get a hard copy as well as a PDF. And again, this is stitched in the wools that Birgit does have available, as well as the linen that she had me stitching on. But this was the one that went up originally when that pattern first came out. So
Kathy, this is stunning.
it is pretty.
Birgit does such.
And this is an
beautiful
old frame
things.
that was under my bed. Took it to Rudy, had it cut down.
Look, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that texture on that
Yeah,
frame?
it's really pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Old antique one.
Ooh,
So
pretty.
that's that. And then I have haul. Then I have like a ton of Stitchy Kindness.
And then you brought a ton of patterns that were quotes.
Yes,
I hope you'll have
verses.
time.
I hope you have
Watch it
time.
in
So
watch
why
it
don't you
too.
do that, and then we'll do.
Well, this is my little bit of quotes.
Oh, well then I'll
I have
start.
this many.
So yeah, I'll remember. I'm just gonna. So not all samplers have a quote on them or a saying on them. Some are just alphabets. We know the Bristols are just many different alphabets with little motifs of designs. Some of the more modern ones have a more modern quote, and then there's the ones that have a very deep religious quote or even a quote that's biblical. So I brought with, this was the cranberry one that I had just finished, and it is, oh, what a pleasant sight to see the fruitful clusters of the cranberry. Cute. I mean, just cute. Then I stitched Emma Miles, Scarlet Letter. And this quote, I pulled out the paper before I had even came here because I knew we were going to do this today. It is, time is the only space that is given to obtain a place in heaven. Seek salvation then today, seek and find it while you may. Just nice.
That is pretty, Kathy.
Just nice.
Okay.
This is one of GGR's. So this pattern, more modern, Brenda Gervais. I stitched this one. This one is, heap on the wood, the wind is chill, but let it whistle or it will, as it will. We'll keep our Christmas merry still. More of a modern saying, but fun. Then this is a tablet sampler. This is one that I stitched. This is an S-on player, and these are the commandments in a more true, back in the day, biblical. So, for instance, have thou no other God but me. So you all know the 10 commandments. So they're just written a little bit more thee and thou.
And while I would never want to take away from the 10 commandments, I think that whatever religion you belong to, kind of the same basis for treat others as you would like to have, same beliefs and all. But that flower at the bottom is stunning.
Unto no idol bow thy knee, take not thy name of God in vain. The Sabbath day do not profane. So you kind of get the idea, but that's a tablet sampler. Very
in
pretty.
addition to the tablet, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Look at that arrangement at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? That'd be worth doing just
So that's an old
just
one,
this,
1730.
Wow.
Then this is just cross stitch. Came in the Chester County collection. I loved this one. Reasons, whole pleasures, all the joys of sense lie in 3 worlds: health, peace, and competence. Both health consists in temperance alone, and peace, O virtue, peace is all thine own. And that was stitched by Susanna.
Boy, if you don't like letters, don't do that
Harbor
one.
Ferry. Loved that one. Did it. Loved it. Then this was a big baby. This was Maria Teresa Wilkinson, Scarlet Letter. I stitched that one. I showed that one, I think, on one of our floss tubes. And it is, labor after such things are more for use than ornament and with the bee, rather than endeavor to gather honey, like that the silly butterfly to paint thy wings. You gotta sit and read these things a couple of times in order to really understand what it's saying. I'd like to take it to an English professor now and say, hey, figure this one out for me. But very pretty. And that same was stitched over one too.
And I know we're talking about quotes, but I want to back up for this one.
Yeah.
Look at that eagle in the middle.
That was that's a cool pad.
That is an incredibly cool eagle.
This is a more modern one. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler, the Sweet Temper Sampler. Let your temper be as sweet as daisies at your feet. Be as gentle, he is mild. Be a modest, humble child.
Oh.
And I stitched that one because of the verse.
I love that.
This is my absolute favorite one. This is Eleanor Taylor. And this is a Henry Ford Museum sampler. Let me tell you who this is. I think this is an exemplary. Yep, the exemplary out of Dearborn, Michigan. I'll let you hold that up while I read it. And this is my favorite saying. If you desire to worship God aright, first in the morning pray and last at night. Crave for his blessing on your labors all, and in distress for his assistance call. Isn't that nice?
That is.
Very comforting.
Yeah, I'm sorry I keep going back. Look at the border on this pattern.
Isn't that pretty? Now she has another one. I think it's called Savior's Praise. If I'm not mistaken, that inside the border are all little motifs of fun things going on. I have that one in my stuff to stitch. And then this one doesn't have it written out. It's really going to be difficult. Arise, awake your Ann Bauer. I stitched this one too, and I'm not going to read it because it's too difficult to read it here, and I didn't pull it out yet. Then I stitched Phoebe John. Phoebe John, I know some of these are like who would buy that sampler to stitch? But I did. It's very plain, only a couple of colors, but I like the verse. Teach me to feel another's woe, to hide the fault I see, that mercy I to others show, that mercy show to me. If I am right, thy grace impart, still in the right to stay. If I am wrong, oh, teach my heart to find a better way. But the saying is so pretty. You can't beat the saying. Hannah Sanders has a beautiful saying. I stitched this one. So sayings to me are kind of important.
I'm sorry, I keep going back. This Ann Bauer sampler is from
the Exemplary,
the
Dearborn, Michigan.
And is there a snowball's chance in heck this would still be available? Like you would know.
I do not believe it is available.
Okay. And again, look
I do
at
not
the
believe
borders.
it is. I'll bring that one next time.
Look at the borders.
It's a beautiful. I stitched it in silk. Actually.
And I'm saying borders, the bands.
Yeah, actually,
look
I
at some of the
stitched
bands
that in Sullivan threads when those first came out. It's a beautiful sampler.
That's a beautiful sampler.
It's hanging above my bed. And this was a limited edition. I know that a few people have stitched or were working on this. This is no longer available either, unfortunately. but this is Mary Ann Hutton, and again, more religious. And guess what it is? Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. But how cool is that?
That's very cool. Okay, I'm going to hold it where y'all can see this.
Yep, that's a Scarlet Letter. Was a limited edition kit back in the day. How cool is that? I know. So most everybody knows I'm a Christmas nut when it comes to decorating, but I love stitching holiday samplers, Christmas samplers. This one, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. That's a famous one. Dickinson. Who
Certainly somebody.
Yeah. Stitch that one. Very cool. Cranberry sampler, health, wealth, and happiness. Stitch that one. That's a very common saying. Another one, that old one from Trista Sapinski, was the Christmas Village sampler. Christmas in the village, Christmas in the town, Christmas in our hearts, Christmas all around. Just fun. And then, you know, we've got some very religious ones. This particular one I stitched, this was Hands Across the Street. Hands Across the Street. That's a new name. Hands Across the Sea. The Lord's Prayer. And this was a fun one to stitch.
Oh, that's
There's, I should really, I'm not going to say, this might be a Solomon temple. I don't know. I'd have to go inside and read it. Now that I'm stitching another temple, I'm going to have to check that out.
It's a quote from the Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what temple that is on that one. So I'll have to look that one up. And then go ahead.
Look at these trees. I hope y'all can see that.
It was a fun one to stitch.
Oh my gosh.
Then this is Mary Ann DePere, 1826. This is a beautiful, this matches kind of one of her samplers that everyone's stitching on now with a bouquet in the middle. This was, I stitched the model for this one. This is, learn little maid its useful art, which may adorn thy youth. Learn to improve thy tender heart in virtue, grace, and truth. Shun every vice with studious care, each female folly flee. Fair that every grace which crown the, I think thee should be, may attend on thee. They just stuck in a word if they needed to or made it fit. And then I stitched these two models for Birgat. This particular one is Ada Davis. And this one says, "'Tis religion that can give sweetest pleasures while we live. 'Tis religion must supply solid comfort when we die." And then I also stitched this one. Oh yeah, Ada Davis. That's the original. That's the one I stitched. And then, oh yeah, I wanted to bring, that was the Jane Parson that I stitched in wool, the model sampler that first went out when it became available. Brought that one with, just didn't have it out. So I have two other very favorite samplers that I love. This one is Hannah Sanderson. This is the original, is at the attic now, but I did stitch this, and this did hang at the attic for quite a while after I had it stitched, and then it went crazy. Claudia said, "I always know when you show that one." But this is a beautiful verse, and this is all verse up here. You can't really see it that well.
Okay, sorry, Kathy.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, there's another.
Look how stunning. Oh, my stars. You stitched this whole thing?
Yep, I did.
Claudia designed this?
Claudia Duscher from Dutch Treat Design.
She reproduced it?
Yeah, reproduced it. But the old antique is in the attic right now hanging.
Because I'm seeing
Claudia, I want that one.
I'm seeing this is the antique.
Yeah.
You can see all the holes.
But the saying on that, so you can hold that one up. The saying on this one is beautiful. It's, "Beset with snares on every hand, in life's uncertain path I stand. Father divine, diffuse thy light to guard my doubtful footsteps right. Engage this frail and wavering heart, wisely to choose the better part, to scorn the trifles of the day for joys that never fade away. Then let the wildest storm arise, let tempests mingle earth and skies. No fatal shipwreck shall I fear, but all my treasures with me bear. If thou, my Father, still art high, cheerful I live and peaceful I die. Secure when mortal comfort flee, to find 10,000 words in thee." How pretty is that? So that's Hannah.
This is unbelievable.
And I have one more that is, again, one of my favorites.
Okay, so Hannah,
Hannah Sanderson,
a woman named a young girl, somebody, Hannah Sanderson in 1849 stitched this.
Yep. Now I'm going to read you one more. And unfortunately, back in the day when I wasn't smart, would give my patterns away. Now I keep them all. And so I cannot tell you what pattern this is, but I'm going to read you the verse. See the kind shepherd Jesus stands with all engaging charm. Hark how he calls the tender lambs and folds them in his arms. And that is Frances Ukes. So if y'all want to find out what that one looks like, you can Google Frances Ukes sampler. She was 11 years old when she stitched it. I don't have a picture of it because, like I said, I gave away all my patterns when I was young and dumb. I borrowed them out and never got them back. So that's the majority of my quotes. I still have some. I've stitched all of these. I still have some at home that I didn't pull, but I thought this would give us a good, kind of a good, if you will, start of.
So this young lady has got these big, huge, gorgeous reproduction samplers done.
Yeah.
And then what happened with me was Kathy said something about quotes, and I'm like, well, I have a few things, like the Be Not a Dunce is my kind of quote, and, from Mama Loves you, GB, and I'm a spicy disaster. That's my kind of quote. But I really do have some pretty quotes back there, particularly some Winners of Random. But I was watching a young lady the other day on a Flosstube. It's So Tattered, S-E-W.
Oh yeah.
Tattered. Her name, I think, is Katie. She's a doll. She doesn't do enough videos. She only does them once every 2 or 3 months. But we'll take whatever we can get when we get them from her. But she showed a sample. This is going to get back to quotes. Just come around the block with me for a minute. One of the things she showed was, let me see if I can get it out, was Goldbird's sampler. I said Goldberg's. No, it's not the Goldbergs. It's Goldbird's sampler. Now, it's not a quote, but it's a beautiful alphabet.
Pretty.
She showed her work that she's done so far on it, and she's just done the top band. It's DMC colors, but it was stunning. So the old saying about no sampler can travel alone. No, if you buy one thing, you got to buy at least 2 or 3.
Oh yeah.
Well, I go on Etsy. They can travel alone. They're a PDF, but no. This was from Twin Peak Primitives. It's the Goldbird samplers. It's stunning. You need to see Katie with So Tattered. Well, while I'm looking at that, so I've got the threads and everything kitted up, ready to go on in. Well, while I'm looking at that, it clicked with me that, oh my God, Twin Peaks had one of those samplers I had wanted to buy from Market, and I didn't buy it.
Oh,
it might even be from last year. Could be from last year or this year. But anyway, I didn't buy it. But when Kathy said something about quotes, I said, oh, I'm buying this. And it's the Phoenix sampler. A heart filled with love is like a phoenix that no cage could imprison. And I printed this a little more contrast on the printing so that y'all could see the design. But look at those phoenixes. Look at that house.
I think I remember you talking about that.
So I had to have it. So once again, I've got the colors of threads ready. Let me flip these over. Hold on.
I'm just organizing all my quotes.
I see that. Anyway, so I got my colors pulled and everything's ready to go on this. Isn't that gonna be pretty? It's gonna be pretty. So this is where, when you look at the picture online, they show it on a light gray.
It's very pretty.
And one of the things I fell in love with, Ada Stitchers Unite. Both of these patterns were stitched on Ada.
Nice.
Yeah. And
look at those bleeding hearts.
Aren't they stunning? That's what I'm saying.
Hearts. See, that's another thing that
flower basket is just yummy.
If I see a bleeding heart, and I do have one of these,
but the phoenixes are so dramatic. That house, Kathy, look at that house.
I have a bleeding heart one in here. You keep talking, Molly.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it.
So anyway, so one of my quotes I'm highlighting today under the quote world is the a heart filled with love is like a phoenix. I thought that was so pretty, and I wanted that pattern, so I got it. Okay, so then, look at Katie on So Tattered, Flosstubes. She's a doll. So then I pulled one of my second favorite quotes, if not my first favorite quote. You ready?
Ready, Freddie.
God bless America.
There you go.
The land that I love.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
girl.
a lot of people doing that cute little skinny flag.
Oh yeah.
With just those couple
of
of
colors.
threads and all. And I think it calls for 3 or 4 colors, but most people are electing to just pick out some good over-dyed fabrics and all. Well, I gotta let her go in. Go on. She's about to burst. You ready? You gonna show something?
I
Okay.
can't. It's not there.
Okay, anyway, but this pattern right here, I'm sorry I don't have the actual pattern, is from Erica Michaels. I bought it last year, and I've got to get it done. But once again, much like that little skinny flag people are doing, you just pick out a couple of pretty shades of blue, a shade of red, I don't know.
That's very cool. You
calls for
said
3
you do
colors.
like doing letters. So
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's blue suede, brick, and fathom, and
Yeah.
then $37.50
You-
from EMC. But anyway, so I cannot wait to do that one. One of my favorite quotes of all times, and I wish we all had it tattooed on our forehead so when we looked in the mirror, we
Oh.
knew it. Okay, now
Speaking of patriotic,
go ahead.
my husband bought me a pair of Crocs that are patriotic Crocs. They're so cute. I almost wore them.
Oh, thank God. I'm so happy for you, Kathy.
I know. They're adorable.
Okay.
Can't wait to show them off. Next Flosstube we'll do patriotic.
Okay. I'll get ready.
And then you'll have a jump on that one.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
Okay. So then another saying, I bet you a bunch of y'all say this too all the time. To the moon and back, remember? This is from
Oh, that's the wishing thorn.
the Wishing
From
Thorn.
Beer Get.
And it's Art Deco, which one of my favorite. I don't want my home decorated Art Deco, but I love Art Deco styling.
Yeah. You would like Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, I love Frank. My husband and I
Yeah.
both love Frank Lloyd
Yeah.
Wright. Anyway, but
Wisconsin.
to the moon and back, remember? Isn't that a pretty thing? And again, that's from the Wishing Thorn. And she's done it in the softest, what is that, 4 colors?
I think she beaded that one too.
Well,
I think there's beads on that one. You don't
well,
have to
I'm
do beads.
happy for her. Okay. But anyway, I love this one.
Yeah.
If you had a new baby, if you had
Yeah. It's
if you have a husband, loved one, something, anybody you love,
Yeah.
you know. But isn't that one of the sweetest little quotes?
I like this next one here that you got coming up.
Okay, let's skip this one. This one right here.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry I didn't pull the patterns. This is bad, Molly. Bad. But this is from. Give me a second.
Because Molly, it's Blackbird.
Oh, thank you,
You're
Blackbird.
welcome.
Blackbird.
Because Molly does a copy of the
I feel-
picture, and then that's her,
Yeah, I
her
just
diary of
I copy and paste onto
Yeah.
this thing, and this is my little worksheet.
your
Where
worksheet of what you stitched
but
it
it's
on.
the Remember Me, and it's just the fun of it. It's
It's pretty.
pretty, uses buttons, put some lace on there, doll it up, and it's one color of thread, H. Pewter.
Yeah.
So, Remember Me. Wouldn't that be just, I love that.
It's a nice.
When somebody buys that at the Goodwill, they're going to love it. Okay. Okay, and then last
what
but
a
certainly
shame.
not least for me, hold on. I had said I was going to do a stitch along with a young lady. I think her name is Wendy. So I got to reach back out to her and say, okay, when are we starting? Kind of thing. Well, I don't know how to do a stitch along. How do you do a stitch along?
Start stitching.
Start stitching? Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll go to my Instagram thing, which I'll have a link below,
Start stitching.
and I'll put a whatever you call it,
Hashtag.
hashtag, thank you, Kathy, a hashtag in there for, what's it called, Faith of the Heart, it's by Brenda Gervais, so I'll come up with the hashtag, I'll put that below, and then I'm going to get started stitching on this. Kathy told me some people on the Sal's actually,
Oh yeah, they'll block it off.
block it.
Like the host will block
You
it
do
off.
you, I'll
Yeah.
do me, together we'll get finished,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But,
If you're goal orientated like that, you can always block off your.
oh yeah, that's like you do
You know,
if that makes
yeah,
you happy. I'm
that
cool for
helps.
you. You do whatever.
Mhm.
But the quote on it is, which the reason I bought the pattern,
See?
love the colors, love birds, love berries, everything. But the quote is what got me. God finds a low branch for the birds that cannot fly. Isn't that
That's sweet. Yeah.
It's like sweet, sweet. So thank you for the quote thing. And
Yeah.
there, look at the colors.
Sometimes.
And Missy, if you know anything more about, I know Missy's ready. We've got some people who are letting me know
Oh,
they're ready.
Timberlake.
Yeah,
From,
and but I'm using. What am I using here, Kathy? Hold on.
I think this was the last
my gosh.
struggle. I think it's Ren.
Yes, it's they split
16 color.
R-E
Yeah.
and then E-N.
Ian.
Okay,
I think pretty sure it's Ren.
and I'm using 14 count because I have it.
Yeah.
So anyway, and it'll be pretty.
Yes.
So that'll be a Sal, and
Yeah.
I love it. So I like the quote idea. And Kathy, some of those patterns, while I love your quotes on them, I just want some pieces out of there.
Yeah.
I want that band.
But that's what Contented Needleworker Kim does. She'll buy a sampler and then just stitch some of the motifs in her own fashion. And
she's phenomenal.
Calls it done.
Uh-huh.
Calls it done. You know, okay, so we were talking floss tags. So one of my biggest pet peeves is when they aren't on your tag nice. So I want to share with y'all a hint of how to get it nice, because it is a pet peeve of mine. I don't know if Molly knew that.
Well, you showed us last time little plastic things. Is that what you're about to show us again? No? Okay.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about science and gravity.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay, so we all know what that little hole there is for. Okay? Now, if you take this and pull this through and let gravity pull it down, look at that nice little one. You don't get a crappy looking one.
Well, I don't have crappy looking
No, but sometimes you can get crappy ones. It's like,
yes.
yeah, it's like, oh, just let gravity pull it. Do you want me to show you again?
Sure, if you'd like to. Still put it up. If you'd like to, I will sit here and not pay attention again. I mean, I'll sit here and listen.
I just think that, so you...
It really is. That's a good idea. We should all be doing that.
You put your thread looped into the hole. It doesn't matter which way, because some of us like them all looking the same. You spread that apart. Put this in here, into the loop, and let gravity pull it. And you get a nice, crisp cookie. I mean...
you know when Kathy said, "Are we getting together today?" Yeah, we're getting together today. I ran into the kitchen to see
if you had.
I couldn't make from scratch
Well,
cookies.
see, the cookies were delivered the product used to make them at 11:15 last time.
Right. And from Walmart,
She's
but I haven't made them. But I ran in there to see, do I have boxed brownies? Anything. But no, I have nothing. Okay, I'm gonna just bore y'all with one more pattern because while every day that goes by, I'm getting further behind on hitting my goal. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna get there. I am gonna get there. I had bought this pattern. I don't know if I shared this with y'all before. I know 100,000 of you have seen it, and probably half of you bought it. But from Samplers and Primitive, isn't that a pretty bee?
Yeah,
and everybody's got pretty bees this year.
Oh yeah,
they got pretty bees, and I want the blue Quaker bee too.
I have that.
It's in my cart on Etsy.
It's cool.
You have it?
Yeah, I got that one. And Mary out at the attic has it all stitched up. It's beautiful. And I got the little bee button that goes on the top from just another button company.
Well, anyway,
it's very cute.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Isn't this a pretty bee?
Yeah.
That is my colors. It's got the softest, and when you look at the colors, it's actually like a soft blue and a soft lilac.
Oh,
it's gonna be pretty.
Very summery.
It's gonna be pretty.
Speaking of lilacs, the lilacs were all blooming up in Wisconsin, I've been told. Well, they might be close to being done, but boy, I miss that smell. There's a couple candles out there that will capture that. But.
So Katie from So Tattered. Make sure y'all watch her videos. We got to get her to doing more of them. She's a doll, and she very.
Was that her first one? Did you say?
No, she's done some. I don't know. I'm going to tell you she's done at least 4 or 5 because I watched 4 or 5, but they're like months apart.
Oh yeah, that's like us.
Well, a little bit, and she's a busy young mom. I mean, you know, so it's like whatever. I get it, but I need more. But you know, I hate when I find a dadgum Flosstuber that every pattern they show I want.
Well, it adds up, too, doesn't it?
Yes. So anyway, oh, and Kim, the Contented Needleworker, did show her progress on the bird. I don't remember which bird it is from.
There's some pretty bird. Yep.
Mommy loves you, GB, not
But
Mama.
Amelia's bird is beautiful. There's the one sampler. Hands Across the Sea's got the beautiful parrots with the big swoopy tail.
Thank you for saying nice things about my alphabet. I'm gonna just show them. Oh, you got Hall to show them.
I got Hall.
Isn't that pretty? Okay. On to Hall.
So I did get from, and I just want to make sure I get their company, Wonderland Crafts out of the Ukraine. Does this not remind you of Dorco? You haven't been to Dorco. Check this out. It's a scissor holder. Oh, I lost mine. But it's all magnets.
Did something fall on the ground?
I'll find it.
Okay, I'm not gonna move much.
Yeah.
It looks like candy corn.
It's a fan.
What's
Isn't
a
that?
fan?
It's a. You can put your needles in there. You can put your scissors in there. Your scissors fits. And
Your
then,
scissors fits?
yep, the scissors will fit. I don't know. I'll find
Kathy,
it.
this is so
And then
pretty.
here's another scissor holder with the Door County look on it. And that is from, please take a look at their site. They have some beautiful, this is the same company that does the frame, the
magnetic frame.
the magnetic frame,
That's a good
and
idea.
they're out of the Ukraine.
There's
Wonder
just a good
Stitch
idea.
UA. Make sure I get the name right this time. I think I used the card last time, and I want to make sure that, yeah, out of the Ukraine. There's their little flag there.
Kathy, those are
So I thought those were kind of cool. I don't know where it is. We'll
Yes,
find
I don't
it.
want to move because I don't want to break anything.
So then I'm going to show you some haul that I got at the attic. Where to begin? I picked up some Tabby Cat linen. This is Tickety Boo. Love that. You were going to order one. And this, I'm going to be brave. This is Tabby Cat Pamplemousse. And I picked up some Sophine. This is 56 count. Isn't it pretty?
Jean Lee.
Jean rubbed off on me the whole
Jean
time I
Lee.
was there. Yeah, got that.
And I like how Jean Lee went to, I'm not going to quote her exactly, but something like, well, if you can do 14, you can do 18. If you can do 18, you can do 36. If you can do 36, you can do 48. If you can do 48, you can do 56.
She's
okay,
very-
you took me from 8 to 14 count to 56 like that.
Very enabling. I did pick up a little bit of spring, but not because of this one. I picked it up because I'm going, you know me in a pattern, not a picture. That's the one I'm going to stitch. And here's all my colors.
You're in a bright mood, aren't you? That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Aren't those colors
They are
gorgeous?
phenomenal.
Love the colors. I was like, oh no, we're going to stitch it the way we saw it. Let me just pull this out of here because they're beautiful. And the linen that I'm going to stitch that on is Cedar River Coffee Stain. I think that says coffee on there. But check this out. The colors are beautiful. So that's that. Pretty, huh?
Oh,
But it's
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
oh no, I
Yes,
need, just shake your head. But I want to stitch that sampler, that one.
okay, here, the question
So-
is, where is it?
It's, okay, so here,
Ah,
see, Blackbird changes it up. She put this in the middle there.
inspired by,
Yeah,
is what they said.
but it's all there. I'm just going to stitch it like the picture versus what she did as an inspiration. So let me show that, because here's the one I want to do. This one is not in here, but it is. It's this one, only changed up. So the one I'm going to stitch isn't going to have this. It's just going to have the alphabet straight across, and you can see that here.
And that house is drawn separately. That's a pretty cute house.
So that's that one.
Uh-huh.
Then, if you remember, I bought. Okay, hold on here.
Look, I'm reaching in front. So this thread, excuse me, this thread goes with this?
Yes. Because of the
Okay.
inside. No, because of the inside.
Okay,
Inside picture.
I'm gonna catch on. Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Isn't that
Beautiful.
pretty?
Yes.
Pretty,
Just
pretty.
look at those colors. Okay.
And then I picked up these two. These. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
I love that pattern.
I know, and I have them both. Oh, here it is.
I love that pattern.
Floral etchings. I've seen this done in so many different ways, but how cool are those? Just modern but fun. And then I also bought Deck the Halls cross stitch chart. Isn't that one cute? Isn't that one cute? I didn't get it in a page protected
Can I
yet.
go back for just 1 second?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When we were talking about quotes, I was going to remember this, but I didn't remember it until you said this. Two of my other favorite quotes, and I didn't pull them, but I can tell you off the top of my head. Claudia's "Merry Christmas."
I love that one. I stitched
Oh,
it.
I know. And she gifted me the pattern.
She did.
But that is the like best
Claudia-
Merry Christmas. And the Kitten Stitcher,
Yep.
"Have a Merry Little Christmas."
Yep.
You remember that one?
Yep.
Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler, "Have a Merry Little Christmas." You gotta have it. You got to. Well, I'm not trying to sell you anything. You do what you want. But
I bought this from Gigi.
Okay.
This was on the secondary market. It has all of these samplers in it.
So you saw Gigi while you were there, or you
No.
just,
So
she was online?
Gigi is a top-notch contributor to the Facebook page Samplers Through Time, which is a third-party resale place to sell out-of-print cross-stitch patterns. And some people sell cross-stitch patterns that are current, but if you're looking for a difficult or hard to find or OOP pattern, then that's where you want to go take a look and leave up. Isn't that cool?
That's
but look at the beautiful roses on that.
Okay, is that not Anthony's?
It looks like it, but it's not.
Boy, but that looks like Anthony's.
Very similar. Picked up this
You're
one.
impressed I knew that, huh?
Alice Tippett. I thought the house was cute. Need that one. I picked up
I need that one. I like how she said that.
I love this one. Now, Country Sampler was big on this one. This is the Return of the Whales. And it's sold out in so many places. I was so happy to get this one. Mostly because check that little lighthouse out. Isn't that cute? Got that one. Then this one, I'm gonna show, I did 3 Danish ones. I bought this in the secondary market too, but this is the one I actually wanted, but I did 3 that came out of a different, oh, I know where that is. That's a Danish book, but I'll bring them completed next time, but I love this one. Isn't that neat?
That's very sweet.
Isn't that the coolest? Just cool. And then Claudia is such a sweetheart. She gifted me Maria Hancock. Isn't that neat?
It's very neat.
This is a Bristol from Claudia, Dutch treat. And she gave me some linen and thread as well. She is the biggest, kindest, heartfelt person. I know this pattern will become available. I'm not going to show it because it's actually going to be a year out before anything happens with it. Claudia gifted me this old piece of linen. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, Kathy.
It's like teeny tiny. It's like jean linen. Like jean linen. And if all you remember, Sharon Moore, she was the owner of Crescent Colors. She had given you some 32 count. She gave me a piece of let me just get the name here, Miss Crescent Crown coffee cake. If you go to the Paisley Stitcher, be a YouTuber for the day, Sharon's story about how she began her business dyeing thread is like a homegrown phenomenal. It's how she started with her parents helping her. I think at the time she may have been a single mom, working, dyeing threads, then it went to silks. The business grew faster than what she thought it ever would. Eventually she became very, very well known for her threads, Belle Soie. She is now dyeing linen, and I know she had gifted Molly and I each a couple pieces, but this is coffee cake, which I think I showed you. I wanted to do this pattern. This is an Erica Michaels, and this color is perfect with this from Miss Crescent Crowns. But then what I did is I picked up all the threads when I was out at the attic. Got all the silks to go.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I actually pulled that piece of linen last night or something, thinking I've got to do so. It's so pretty when you look at it. The color. Are letters too hard to do on that kind of linen? What's easier?
I think just as a matter of mastering stitching 2/2 threads.
2/2.
Yeah, I don't think it matters then.
I would love to do that. God Bless America is what I'm saying. I would love that. God Bless America.
Because that linen would be. So that's my plan. I was really glad I took this with me to the attic. Like I said, this is the one I want to stitch. This is perfect with Miss Crescent.
Oh my gosh,
it's
Kathy.
like, and then I grabbed all the colors to go to stitch on.
And what brand of thread is that?
This is Needlepoint Silk. Did I lie?
NPI?
Oh, and Classic Color Works. Maybe I lied here. Soie. It's these.
It's those.
I can't pronounce any of these. But they're
can I hold them? Can I
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Kathy.
Let me just see her once. What does she? Oversoie. Yes, mostly Oversoie. and not MPIs, over swap. One skein each.
These feel so delicious.
I know. I don't know how many threads are in one strand.
I don't know,
but yeah, I'll be stitching. That one. Pretty. And I think it's going to be perfect on this. So that's that. Then I bought, let's see, I had some haul here going on. From Modern Folk Embroidery, I bought,
Oh, I love that.
well, who's Jane?
Jacob?
Jane or Julie?
Who's
One of the
doing
girls is doing this.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to watch and see.
That's that one.
I don't recall.
From Modern Folk Embroidery. But I got, so this, let me just hold on here. This is Cedar River Tepra. Yep, Tepra. But I picked my own colors on what I'm going to stitch this. I just wanted it softer.
I tell you what, you run back there and rebuy those threads. Just give me those, and I'll do the
Yeah,
to the moon and back with those colors.
Isn't that pretty? Just very muted. Not so much gold look, but more.
You know how
I
they
don't know,
show up?
earthy.
People will show, designers will show a sampler, and they'll show the front of the sampler, which you fall in love with, and then they turn around and they'll reproduce it from the back of the sampler where the colors are brighter.
But you don't like it as much.
These colors look like the front of an antique sampler. You know what I mean?
Like it faded. And
like it faded.
Isn't it pretty?
Oh yes.
I think I love the simplicity of this, but I wanted it more soft. I didn't want the gold as much. But Jane, I think it's Jane. Is Jane the gal with the really short hair?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're doing, I think, a stitch with her.
We haven't decided.
Okay.
She's got me looking at Carolyn Manning's. Oh my God.
I would love for her to show this one because she's got a good chunk. But this, I think she's got the center. It's beautiful. So that's that.
See, Kathy, these colors.
And then, this is Cream Brulee Tabby Cat. Thank you, Jean. Love you too. And then, I'm not done yet. Y'all just grab some more coffee.
36 count. It's stunning.
It's pretty.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Can I open that?
Yes.
I'm not doing that. This I would if I had. This
Isn't it
This
cool?
could talk a woman into it.
Isn't that pretty?
That so pretty?
These colors would look pretty on it too.
Kathy. Oh my gosh, we got to drop.
Yeah.
This is so pretty. Look at this.
I feel like we're charging through here, but I don't want to bore anybody either.
Okay, go ahead.
Then I bought Colors of America from on the secondary market. I love these limited edition colors. Grab them. Okay. Now on to patterns. Well, before we do that, so
I don't know how this was folded, Kathy.
So this is what I picked you up.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I bought you two? Yeah. Grabbed you two. So
fabric, yes.
yeah.
Oh, look how pretty.
Well, that
I'm sitting here trying to. This came out of this bag. I'm gonna get it.
That's
close.
fine.
Oh, that's pretty too.
and that, and then I believe
Country Mocha. That's a good. That's a good one.
I believe Barb, such a sweetheart of a lady, wanted. So I she asked me to grab her. It's fine. Some Ada. And then one of the ladies, Barb, wanted you to have this. She dyed this, and she said, I want Molly to have this piece because you were looking for a dark piece.
Look how pretty the dyeing is on it too.
So.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Jean sent you home one of these.
It's from the attic.
Yeah. These will square up.
Oh, I know you money for these, honey.
And then
How big? Because I needed. Oh, this is just the size I needed for something. Thank you.
I like that one.
That is
it
just
was
the
pretty.
size I needed.
These are the patterns then that I bought. So Jean, thank you.
Look, it's got a cactus.
I know.
Y'all not gonna be able to see that. It's got a cactus and a rose on it. Like a,
Yeah.
I'm saying rose. It's a cactus flower.
So this one's called Flowers of Eden, and this is Hands to Work. Isn't that pretty? Just different. And then I had to get Animal Crackers series Miss Hazel.
Wait a minute. We're going fast, but
Isn't that
can you
cool?
see Adam and Eve?
Aren't they a riot?
Kathy did a thing that was the flight out of Egypt, or flight to
Yeah, flight.
and we teased about the wonky donkey.
Yeah, it's gonna go with that.
Look at Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
That is some wonky donkey drivers there.
No,
I know it's Mary on the donkey.
think,
This
and
is hilarious.
let me just quick looking up. Hold on here. Uno momento, por favor. Still can't say that really well, but.
Oh, no kidding. Let's try this. I'm whispering because I'm trying to get this fabric back in the bag.
So I think I'm gonna do Adam and Eve with Aurifil threads. Is my, because she's got it kitted up already in this kit for another design, but I think I think I can make it work.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
I think
they're groovy looking.
Yeah. I think I can do it.
The leaf.
Yeah.
The leaf on one of them.
So we'll see.
That is hilarious.
So then I did get the Animal Crackers. This is Miss Hazel, which I love. I got Bobbin. Which
Oh.
There's Bobbin, and here is Maggie May.
Okay, so on this note, when I was watching Amy, Mrs. Flossy, she suggested to, I think it was Kim that had the patterns. I wished I could remember that other lady's name. And she said, put it on your phone and flip it so they're facing each other. I said, that's
cute.
a good idea.
You can also, if you've got Publisher at home, scan it, flip it.
Okay, because that's what she was saying. She said they're facing each other. That's a good idea.
So these I thought were adorable. I think there's just 3. If somebody knows there's 4, let me know, because I want them all. I think they're adorable. And then I didn't have this one yet. Home Sweet Home, Brenda Gervais. But these 2 I thought were really cool. Now don't have a lot of From the Heart, but I thought this was really pretty. This is Little Sampler Series, Little D Freitag Sampler. Isn't that sweet? That little cornucopia down there with that rose in there. And then this one intrigued me. And this is Susan's little sampler, and this is just with the butterfly. I thought that was really pretty.
Oh, that is very
I had to get Prairie Schooler Santa. Everybody and their brother have seen this one already. Then this one, Antique Sampler Reproduction from Kathleen Littleton, Catherine Armstrong, 1856. I love that one's done at the attic as a sample.
I try to get it to where I can show them the name.
Yeah.
But
isn't that sweet?
We're going kind of fast there.
Yeah, we're going a little fast, but that's okay. And then I picked up, this was like a go back and get pattern, Samplers and Primitives. Jean's got this at the register as a sample. Look how pretty that rose is. It reminded the one I did in 3.5 hours.
It
does.
It really does.
So that's pretty. Then this one, Hello from Liz Mathews. I was looking for this one, and I thought I'm not going to be able to get it because I couldn't remember what it was called, but Remember Me. And look at that little tree. Isn't that cute?
Oh, that's Hello from Liz Mathews. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's done some wonderful trees, hasn't she?
And
I mean, it's a sampler and a tree. You get to choose what you want to do.
I picked up the Ribbon Thief, and this is Miss Flossy. I'm missing one color here, and I don't have them on it because I didn't put anything away yet. But I love this one, the Ribbon Thief. Isn't that adorable?
Oh, it's darling.
Mm-hmm. And here's the threads. Like I said, I'm missing one that they were out of, but
boy, that's pretty.
I might even have it. Isn't that for fall?
It really is.
I thought that was neat.
And you bought the Flag Thief or something.
Yeah.
That other one, that's cute.
Yeah. And then this
different thing.
The animals on the bottom of this one, Hannah Green, I had to have it. All those cute little animals, that was all about me. So, Queen of May 2024. Then I bought this cute little tin. And the reason I bought it is because look at all that on the back.
Oh, how cute.
And then, I'm sure I can like lug my floss in here, whatever. I got some Stitcher lotion. And I bought this needle set. Does that not remind you of Amsterdam? For those of you that are on the stitching cruise, this is Amsterdam all the way. But, and my sisters are each getting a pack of these too. So,
Can I want to just see.
Cute? And I have one more big thing. I'm gonna just slide
I'm sorry.
over there, Mom.
I don't want to break whatever failed.
That's okay.
So I'm gonna.
So I had the pleasure of visiting Claudia. We'll find it.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Okay, you can see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Who is the designer for Dutch Treat. And she was so generous that she actually left my husband and myself spend the night. They have 2 places out there, but we were spending the night and she offered to spend it on the way back, and it's just
Sweet.
the heart of gold in this girl. Like I said, she's the queen of Bristol. But she could not let me go home with just a pattern and the old antique piece of linen. She also kindly sent Molly bolts of fabric.
She did not.
Claudia,
She did
bring
not.
a tear to my eye. So she knew you stitched on Ada, and for those of you that stitch on Ada, I am so happy for you. I want you to know this is a craft. I'm going to start to cry because this craft has walked us through the good and bad of life. If Ada makes you happy, you stitch it. And for those of you that make someone feel bad for stitching Ada, I wish you would stop, because there was a comment on our post about a gal that was kind of shamed that she was stitching on Ada by someone who doesn't stitch on Ada. And I just wish that wouldn't happen. But Claudia, my friend, sent Molly this, and she wants her to go to town and dye her own. This is to dye her own.
Claudia.
Dye her own darn dark fabric. So there you go, Miss Molly. I have such wonderful friends too. I mean, she said, Jean, the lady there wanted Molly to have that, and I got to get Molly out of the attic one of these days. But not only my friends, but the stitching community in general. But Claudia was such a sweetheart of a girl. She's like, I watch your Flosstube, and she knows Molly stitches on Ada, and Molly was struggling with some colors. And this color I think is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And I think you'll be able to find, and you can probably over dye this one too, but I think Molly can definitely do some colors, because there's quite a bit on here, and I think this one's 16 count. So and that one's 14. Because I know you were kind of moving to the 16 count.
This is so magnificent.
Oh,
it's
just
a label.
Plastic, heavy label.
Oh, Claudia, thank you so much. And what Kathy's saying about Ada, all kidding aside, when I was struggling with
the linen,
well, even one of the Adas that had been over dyed and more, you know, it didn't feel good to me. When I switched back to Ada, it was like, and I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
But I love Molly no matter what she stitches on. I don't care what you stitch on. Molly doesn't care what I stitch on. No. I don't care what you all stitch on.
Someone gifted me some sweet, this is terrible. Y'all making my nose look, some even weave. I can't wait to try it. And I pulled out that linen the other day, and I thought, I got to do something on this one. I think I can. I put it, sat in my chair.
And if you can't, you
and
can.
I think I can. But I wanted,
it's okay.
like, are letters okay on that? Do I do 2 over? What do I do? So.
But like I said, I was
that's
overwhelmed, Claudia, with your graciousness, your kindness. You and your husband Bruce, my husband and Bruce got along really well, and Claudia and I were like, oh, look at, they're getting along really good. But
y'all should see those pictures. I'm telling you, they look like.
You
ever seen high school kids in a photo booth?
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Just the kindest, sweetest, very knowledgeable on Bristol samplers, and I know she's teaching. I think she's one of the teachers on the stitching cruise, if I'm not mistaken.
So what's the stitching cruise? They're going to Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, England. I don't even know where all, because I didn't look into it. I'm so stinking claustrophobic. If I can't see land, oh my God. I ain't going. In fact, we talked about the Antelope Canyon. It's like, they say if you're claustrophobic, you probably don't want to do the lower canyon. And I'm like, I ain't good. I won't be doing the lower canyon. I could do a cruise if I could see land, but don't get me out in the middle of that ocean where I can't see anything land. But so she is there now, I believe, and I'm not quite sure when she'll be back. But one of the kindest women I have ever in my life met. So that is all I have for haul.
Well, I like your haul.
I know. I like my haul too.
Super fast.
I did.
We're at an hour and almost a half.
Yeah.
But Kathy, before you leave,
yes,
I'm going to take pictures of as many patterns of these as I can.
Okay.
I'm going to see what I can do and maybe put them on community.
Put them
or
on.
something. But use that community page. We'll start putting some more things. And I don't remember if it was, Sable Stitchers. It's Lenny and Roberta. I think it was
they
Roberta, or if it
page.
was
they
James and Julie. If it was Julie that said, but that community tab is a good way to while you're on the YouTube channel, just click there and then we'll start putting some things on there. If
I
we
know
tell
what
you
I got
about
to share
something.
too.
Oh.
So just one more thing. I actually am going to be reviewing 3 additional stands from W Stands.
Oh my God.
I know, and I'm so excited. It was like Christmas at my house. I'm like, did they come? Did they come? I have 3 stands that I'll be doing individually, but we're going to label it under linen and scrap so you kind of know where to look. But I'm excited about them. One's the little one, the frog.
Oh, how funny.
I have the oak, but the frog is cute. That's the trouble they sent me, and I'm like, I'm going to want to keep all of these.
Oh, and Ralph's going, boy, there's a setup. Just try it.
Just try it. So kind of keep an eye out for those two. And I think Molly's going to be doing some future scrapbooking
well,
videos.
I used
Thoughts about.
Yeah,
I think people would like that.
Well, I used to
They were asking
have
about
a good little following on scrapbook pages and card making and mixed media things and all that kind of stuff. And I've had several people reach out and say, "Why aren't you doing that again?"
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to bore y'all with that or anything
So
like that.
we
if
thought
you're not
we'd
interested,
putz around and do it a little bit separately, but I do have those reviews coming up, so I'll have to.
I'm right this minute. I would say speechless, but we all know that's not true. But dumbfounded. I'm just absolutely like this Flosstube community. I'm telling you, there's some nice people out there.
Well, it's funny because when you pair up like this, you don't just walk into a stitching shop. You're Molly and Kathy. Or when Molly walks into a stitching shop, it's Kathy and Molly. So
when we got to find out the name of that other. What is the name of that other lady that? Because Amy,
Miss Flossy,
Amy and Kim look like they look like 3 little girls in the junior high, just having fun or something like that. But I want to say the lady's name was I don't know, but she goes to the attic all the time, and y'all all would know her or something. But
the ladies at the attic are so friendly. I went back to that attic 3 times.
They carry Ada. I mean, there you go.
Molly, I got to thinking about this too. Molly and I'm thinking out loud here. A few of these Flosstubers are doing retreats. Yes. And I said to my husband on my way home, 6 hours is not a bad drive. We could do a retreat up by the attic. There's a place to shop. There's a hotel right there, and I'm like,
oh my God,
Molly and I could do this.
Well,
I was like,
so let me tell you this
Molly
about that.
and I could do this.
We could do that. Now,
the thing
is this about that, because Kathy, one time, I came this close. I want to go to a retreat so bad.
Yeah.
Kathy didn't want to go to this one. I don't want to go to that one. She didn't want to go to but both of us want to go to the attic. But my problem with the attic, if I went to an attic retreat, I would be sitting there like somebody brought their little sister and stuck her in the corner because she ain't called. I don't do samplers like those ladies do samplers.
Oh, but
they do samplers.
It wouldn't be a retreat where there would be designers. We would have trunk shows and just places to stitch.
But I would love the thought of a those women are inclusive. It's not like they would make me feel like an outsider.
Oh, no.
But I would feel like an outsider because.
And you wouldn't.
But I'm saying, retreat.
Because all of those girls going to like StitchCon and Country Sampler, they would all be. I was like, Molly,
but I have to meet Cindy, and I have to meet Kim, and I have to meet Amy, and that's the young lady that was sitting next to me.
You need to meet Claudia.
And what is the beautiful lady that's Jean's friend that does the videos with her? And
well, there's Carolyn.
Yeah,
Carolyn Barr.
Something tells me and Carolyn could get in trouble together.
Yeah, Carolyn's pretty fun.
Yeah,
she'd sell you a house.
Well, there you go.
Her and her husband would sell you a house.
But anyway.
So that's kind of where my life's been the last, 3 weeks. That's probably been about 3 weeks, but other than that.
Has it been 3 weeks? I don't know.
I think it's been that long.
It's been a minute.
But well worth the wait, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right. That's it. We're almost to 10. So please tell your friends. We're so close. We need 128 subscribers, hopefully with this video, because our average subscribers kind of is in that range.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Okay.
I'm saying here's the deal. I'm just making this up. I went through today. I'm looking for quotes. I'm going through my, I got notebooks back there. Those 3 and 4 inch thick binders. Well, I won't say 4 inch, but good 3 inches. And I was thinking, Kathy, when I get there, I probably have some patterns that I need to. The sable stitchers.
Yes.
Okay. My Christmas patterns alone, if I did 5 a year, I need to live to be 172. And it's like, well, that's probably
I don't do that anymore.
Probably not going to happen. So I'm thinking I probably have some patterns we could give away. That they're good patterns. I love them. Let's all.
98.50. So we need 150. Come on, you guys. 150.
Oh, listen to her.
Send your friends. Knock on the door.
I gotta start making some stuff or something for giveaway. Okay, y'all. Love you to death. Love all of y'all. We watch a lot. I've been talking about that sweet little girl.
The one
Katie
that's at
the Katie from So Tattered, because she just tickled the fire out of me. I don't know did I say it out loud? I know I told Kathy. I said one of the things she said at the beginning of her video. I cracked up. I said, "Boy, that is so me." She was talking about how it's been a while since she's done a video, and she said, "And my life's just been so crazy lately." She said, "And I didn't invite crazy in it; just came in on its own." Oh, no. Well, that's how I told Kathy. One day just turns into 4 days.
I know.
And it's like 5 days later. Wait, 2 weeks have gone by. I know y'all are all like that, but it's like, whew,
you would think. And for those of you working your way towards retirement, I know there's a few Flosstubers out there that can't beg for the day. Mm-hmm. If you think your life goes fast now, wait.
The lady who was my
it flies.
The lady who was my boss at where I worked before, and some market manager kind of thing. Molly, you're gonna be so bored if you retire. You're gonna be so bored. You're never gonna. Just let me know when you want to come back. I'm like, no, I think I can handle it. I have not been bored a day, a minute.
Someone said that to me too. You sure you want to take this package? And I'm like, I don't. She was like, I don't see you sitting at home.
That's what she said. I don't think I can see you sitting home.
Are you kidding me?
I said I don't take a nap, but I don't find that boring.
I must have been a doggone good faker that I'm really loving it here, but
well,
at the end of the day, not a problem. Okay,
Kathy, I'm hoping forgets what all she brought, because in front of me right here is some of the most stunning threads I've ever seen. And some of these patterns. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Everything.
Put your comments out there. We love to answer them. If you got questions,
several of y'all some thank you cards and things. And
bake the cookies. Send some my way.
I order some cookies though. But
all right, folks.
Anyway, thank y'all. Love you more than you can
ever know. Have a good one. Thank you.
Now I gotta figure out how to turn my phone off.
Don't use the mouse, Molly. It doesn't work.
I spent 5 minutes with Kathy. The thing's not working. I was trying to use the mouse.
The mouse is just not gonna help out.
Okay. Adios.